FBI? FBI? FBI, get him! Get him! Get this Neko Sensei! Hell yeah! Hi, YouTube. Welcome on in. Hi, my name is Ed. I am a psychologist, and I tend to go out and stream on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Twitch, and then uploaded things on YouTube. Guys, this is my first watch through of this show. We're literally watching this together. It is after the holidays, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, wherever you're from in the world. Feliz Navidad. I am beyond excited to go into this. I don't know what this show has to go ahead and hold, but cheers. I wish you guys a very merry festive days, and I'm excited to jump into it. Shall we? Let's go. Let's go. Also, I tend to talk, pause a lot, analyze, giving you guys a heads up. That's what this whole thing is about, is analysis. Sometimes it might be through really quick. Other times it might not. You know, it might go real quick. So we don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It just depends. It depends on where we go from here, yeah? So, let's go.
Mukashi, 一人の男が死にました。男の仕事はお話を作って語ることでしたが、死には逆らえません。男の最後のお話は、美しく勇敢な王子が悪賢い大ガラスを退治するお話でした。けれども、もう永遠に戦いの決着はつきません。こんなのは嫌だ。大ガラスが叫びました。こんなのは嫌だ。勇敢な王子も叫びました。大ガラスはお話の中から逃げ出し、王子もそれを追いかけました。そして王子は自分の心臓を取り出し、禁断の力を使って大ガラスを封じたのでした。その時、これはいい。死んだはずの男がどこかからつぶやきました。
What a way to open, right? Like any classic fairy tale, opening up with a little bit of the exposition as to what's to come. But I think with any great writer, and I guess I'll throw this out there for any great creator, any great writer, or anybody in general, how good are you guys with endings? Like, how do you present the themes of the shows, or like the stuff that you write about? How do you present these things visibly, physically, so on and so forth? And then what is a good book for you? Like, what is a good ending for you? Does it have to be happy, or can it be sad? And it makes me wonder, as we're going through these like this story so far, and through these episodes as we'll work through it, like, number one, narrative-wise, right? What does this mean for the author, the creator, as we're working through this, right? And like, what are the main lessons that they want to take away from it? So something I'll ask you guys right off the bat that's coming into it, right? Which is, oftentimes whenever you're creating, it kind of turns into a love project. And my main question that I guess I'll throw out there is, right? Well, I'll ask three questions. Number one, what is love for you in creation? Number two, and this is like a meta question, like outside question looking in. Number two, do you believe in love? Like personal or, you know, outside love? And number three, right, when it comes to this story present, right, do you guys think like that this was made with that said love? Because whenever a creator or writer or someone puts love into the show, you can see it. And for me, looking at the animation and the way that like stuff is being kind of looks hand-drawn and whatnot, it's like a lot of attention to detail. The aspects that come through with it, the kid nature that comes through with it, right? The storytelling aspect is very interesting. Like for me, that sparks up like a major like, ooh, okay, wait a minute. That's the OP?
呼んでいる声さ目を覚まして泣き顔ぬくって眩しい光木々の渦に生まれる誰も知らない秘密の水辺で踊れ命のパッチと今日
for a show. My God.
しく激しい流れねどこまで続く
Old anime does hit different.
私は行こう握りしめる夢
That was pretty cool. That I'm not gonna go frame by frame and break down the opening because a lot of it was pretty self-explanatory in that. But like, I don't know how else to put it other than like that. First off, it intrigued me, but second off, there's a bit of mysticism with it, like something that just pulls me in the way that like it's showcasing it. Right, might be the way that the singer is going through with it, but it also makes me wonder. Right, from that duck in the pond to the swan flying out, how big of a theme is transformation going to be in this show? Like like either transformation into being okay with being alone, or like finding out, I don't know, inner peace, love, whatever that may be. What are the key, like it's making me wonder about the themes that are going to be presented. Maybe not giving up, you know, you could talk about like fate. We could talk about 101 different things that were just presented in this OP right off the bat, right? And it's like, can these things be transformative? And can you be happy enough to ascend through like the hierarchy of needs if need be? And in case I'm talking about this, because I always, I don't know, I've been moving around a lot. Like, oh, you guys already know what I'm talking about 100%. But just because it might be a new audience, I do want to go ahead and touch on this. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And what this means is essentially a way that we move up the hierarchy of needs and we value importance on to like what we should focus on, how we should move, so on and so forth, right? And a big thing is, well, some of the themes that are going to be presented in the show, it makes me wonder, are we going to see someone go through this hierarchy of needs, say from being alone, from not having a house, through, you know, whatever, to trying to find out what love is and maybe finding the transformative aspect that might be fate in of itself, right? That moral aspect of self-actualization to being able to go and transform into someone that's mastered this. It makes me wonder, this is just from the OP, from the little duck, you know, from the ballet, and like, you know, that shows aspect of creativity, that shows aspects of everything, to going all the way at the top and like transforming into the swan. I don't know. Very, very interesting. What is the... Yeah, that's the interesting stuff. I don't know much about it, but just that opening was very beautiful. Very, I don't know. Yeah, nice. Hey, yo.
私も一緒に踊ってみたい。王子様と。
What? The
で
aesthetic
も
is
私はア
nice.
ヒル。声も姿もただのアヒル。一緒に踊ることもその手をつかむこともできないんだ。そして王子様の目はいつも寂しそう。
Oh.
ねえ笑って。笑顔が見たい。王子様。
おやおや、彼のことが気になるんだね。ちっぽけなアヒルのお前が。
Whoa, wait a minute. I love, okay, the aesthetic is one thing, right? Now that's a jump scare. The aesthetic is one thing, but what something I'm really liking is just the way that it's not busy. Like a lot of modern shonen, right? You'll see like they're like 1,001 things happening out in the background. They're like they're trying to fill up like space, as opposed to this where it's letting the art breathe, and you're seeing it by the movements that's happening in here, right? Bro, got that Cheshire cat, yeah. No sensory overload, and that's something that's very, very nice about it. And something that's coming through with it, which is making me think that like almost everything in this is very methodical in the way that it's being played out. Of course, the art style as well, right? There's a question that comes to mind. If you really wanted to be with someone, and you couldn't be with them as how you were now, how far would you be willing to change to try and connect with them? How far would you try and be? Or how far would you try to change to try and be with them? What does that look like for you? And if you change, do you think that you might even grow past them? I guess that's another one, right? And at the end of the day, if you believe yourself to be an ugly little duck in the pond, right? Do you ever outgrow those thoughts? Those cognitive distortions that sometimes come through. I'm not saying that they think of themselves as an ugly little duck in the pond. Just like a duck, can't even be seen or heard or whatnot. But do you ever feel like that? Like, maybe you've thought that for a while where you're like, you know what? Like, no one really pays attention to me. No one really cares about my story. I'm not seen. I'm not heard. Maybe you see someone that you're interested in and you start changing and whatnot. And maybe you either end up right back where you were, or maybe you've changed along the way. I'm really, really curious about it, and maybe outgrew the person if need be. Because a lot of us use other individuals, connections, whatnot, to try to heal and to try to move past certain traumas. It's interesting.
そして王子様の目はいつも寂しそう。
Yeah, this art
ね
style
え
is
笑
cool
って。
though.
笑顔が見たい。王子様。こ
おやおや、彼のことが気になるんだね。
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
ちっぽけなアイヒルのお前が。
That's still terrifying. My God.
え、おお。
The duck and the prince.
金管学園の女子寮に今日も来た来た朝が来た。あたしの見た夢変な夢。おはよう。うわ待って待って。もう待っててば。
Oh, she got bars.
あ、文ちゃん足治ったんだね。こら、おかめちゃんはがっつくの禁止。あ、カナリアママ、子供たちそろそろ巣立ちだよね。飛べるようになったら連れてきてね。ところでミュート先輩どうしてた？今日もいい夢だったな。私がアヒルになってるとこはいつも最悪なんだけど、なんてたってまたまたミュート先輩に会えたんだもんね。王子様役なんてハマりすぎ。ミュート先輩、おはようございます。修行の鐘。大変もどうして起こしてくれないの？ビケ
So then she was a duck. I'm guessing she got transformed, right? So it wasn't just necessarily a dream. Who's the voice actor? But aside from that, comes in the next aspect. Can she escape her fate? Wait, the princess being the girl being a duck was a joke. Okay. I thought I was like, is that an actual dream, or did that actually happen? Because if it actually happened, comes in my question, right? Say that she is human. Can she escape her fate? Right? In this episode by Pyotr Tchaikovsky. Okay, I already love this. This is great.
でもリリエもひどい。リケですけど。リリエですけど。まだ6時だよ。いつものおっちょこちょいね。かわいいわ。
Oh.
あ、私アヒル。名前がアヒルなの。だからあんな夢見るのかも。ああ、憧れのミュート先輩。一度でいいから一緒にパデュドゥが踊れたらな。そしたらもう死んでもいい。
アヒル。
すいません、遅れました。あら、誰もいない。なんで
Oh, the world is art, baby. The world is a stage. We're all merely players. Oh, it's 6 o'clock.
ミュート先輩。ごめんなさい。私、私、邪魔ですか？邪魔ですよね？ですよね。すいません。今すぐ立ち去りますからって。なんか体がこんがらがるつか、転ぶつか、転んだ。
Aww. I do have to say something though. Like when you're a teenager or a kid or a high schooler, like you really overemphasize small little moments like this, right? Like what love is, what emotions are. Oh my God, they're so cool. They play the clarinet. Oh, gee, or the trumpet. Ooh, right? Like, don't get me wrong. If you're a trumpet player, clarinet player, you're fucking cool. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say, but like, especially if you're a duck. But we always overemphasize certain things. Although I will say, people that are really good at their art are mesmerizing. People that are really good at the art that they do are mesmerizing. Like if you see a true artist at what they do, it can absolutely enthrall you, right? The passion is 100% Blique. Like it can absolutely enthrall you and bring you in and like get you to their level. And even if you didn't understand anything about them, maybe they will go ahead and like elicit an emotion out of you. And if they've elicited an emotion out of you, they've already won. Because that is their job as a creator. That is their job as a performer. That is their job as something. But it makes me wonder, what is the parataxic distortion in this relationship? How high are we holding up this kid versus ourselves? Oh, you know what? Like, he's amazing. Wow, he's this, he's that. I'm just a duck. Oh, there's so many. I know passion is a duck. There's so many things out there. I guess I'll ask that for you. What parataxic distortion is when we put someone on a pedestal and we elevate them up. Oh, they're my kohai, or they're my senpai. Oh my God, like they do amazing. They do this, they do that. They like you talk about all the good things, and it's really hard for you to see the negative light, right? Unless you put them in equal ground or equal footing. So you just keep putting them on this pedestal, and you keep like adding on to it, especially when your distortion is parataxic, right? Yep.
うわー、綺麗な瞳、吸い込まれそう。でも寂しそう。まるで夢の中で見た王子様みたい。かかかかかかかかかかかすいません。私でもご迷惑おかけしちゃって、本当私は自分でダメだから。おまけにせっかちで、そんでピケとかリレーとかにアヒル声とか言われてるし、変なんです。変だと思います。自分でも
別に
変じゃないですか？
別に
う そんなこと言われたの初めてです。
Oh.
おい、
パキヤ。
ファキア先輩。
出かけるときは行って行けって言っただろうが。行くぞ、立て。どうした？
足。
ひねったのか？バカが。
私のせいなんです。私が転んだの助けてくれ。
何やってんだバカ。
Enter
いいね
antagonist.
ですから私をかばって。
だから意味がねえっつってんだ。立て、寮に戻るぞ。
そんな乱暴にしなくても。
うるさい。
If he twisted his ankle, you might not necessarily just want to grab him and pull him like that. I also like the dark and white complex, which I'm sure is going to go like further in depth in it. You might want to go ahead and help him up, right? Like if you twist your ankle, you're not just going to be like, hey, let's stop walking to the dormitory. We're going to stop walking together. Like, no, you're going to like help him up. But people are complex individuals, right? And at the end of the day, sometimes there's methods for this, right? And sometimes there's, I don't know how else to put it, like aspects as to why we need to be careful, especially if you're a professional doing whatever, like with how you interact, with how you treat your body, with what risk you take. So I get it. On one side, like, yes, it might seem like he's being mean, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, if there's if he's going to perform, if there's something to do with that, kind of based. No, extremely based. Are you kidding me?
さい。
意味ねって。そりゃそうかもだけど、はっきり言わなくても。お、またかね。レレ
じゃないでしょ。時計見ればわかるでしょ。
慌てたんだってば。
そういうところが可愛いのよ。いつもドジでおっちょこちょいなアヒルでいてね。でもファキヤ様とお話できたんだから。
なんか嫌な感じの人だったよ。ファキヤ様は。
Please don't ever do this. Please don't ever lean on a person that's stretching. Like, unless they ask for it, please don't ever do this.
こんなの先輩のが最後だもん。
ミュート様にはルーがいるの。
Yeah.
叶わぬ恋。そして失恋するアヒル。可愛いわ。
What? What the fuck? Wait. Neko Sensei. What?
先生来たよ。はい。猫先生でしょ。
猫先生。
どうしたの？
猫が先生。あ、そうだったっけ。
はいはい、静かにしませんと。私と結婚してもらいます。
Hey, yo. Hey. FBI? FBI? FBI, get him. Get this Neko Sensei. Random physical therapy from Ed. Never lean on someone stretching. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. But also, yeah, FBI, we're sending you in there, Dragon Long Cone. Yeah, we're sending you in there. But no, main question in regard is, when kids start anthropomorphizing, what do you guys think that is? And I get it. This is a fantasy. Do not get me wrong, but this is also a question for you guys. Why do you guys think that kids, teenagers, and adults may start anthropomorphizing, which is essentially making inanimate objects come to life, even having the delusions or hallucinations of like, oh, well, the adult that's talking to me is actually a pig or a cat, or lack of friends, easier to deal with things, easier for like, especially if kids, and like what I've seen with kids, it's easier for them to go ahead and express themselves willingly according to the structure, right? A lot of kids do this when they don't have the proper support structure in place. So they see people as things that are threatening or non-threatening, right? And oftentimes toys, whatnot, can be non-threatening. Well, I used to have a kid in group therapy that would see his mom as as a spider, and as one of the hairy, like extremely hairy tarantulas that would come through. And so do you think that this kid is going to open up very willingly to a tarantula? that like for him, like this is what he's experiencing, seeing, believing is real? Or is he gonna go ahead and talk more towards like the gingerbread man of his dad, right? Protagonist have a green circle on her left scapula. No, that's a play button. Extend to in naming. Yeah, absolutely, Arof. So like even going as far as like, oh, how are you doing? You know, Bob the Roomba. Like, Bob, I've had a really exhausting day. Sometimes we do this to stress relief because we don't really have a lot of people to talk to, but it becomes a serious issue when you really start believing in it, right? And when you really start leaning into it. Like, that's sort of where that line is can you distinguish between really reality and not like non-reality? Your Roomba's name is Cabbage. Oh no, my cabbage.
第一ポジションから、はい、ルルベしながら腕は2番に、膝はまっすぐですよ。では第3ポジション、アームは暗号。お尻を出さないで。
ニュート先輩、どうしてあんな寂しそうな目。あ、
お尻。
はい。
考え事をしてましたね。真面目にやらないと。私と結婚してもらいます。
Sir. Oh no, Twitter's gonna come after Neko Sensei. We need to have a cat. We'll talk, even if you're a cat.
特別クラスの皆さん、どうぞ。
Hey, Yos.
ルーちゃん。
Woo! Hit you with all these poses. Pose on them weak classes. Pose on them. Pose on them. Oh, that's great. These are the elites. They're hitting the emotes, guys. They're hitting the emotes in real time. Oh no.
綺麗だな。アヒルとは大違い。あ、落ち込んだ。いや、やっぱり落ち込んだ。かわいい。
Yeah, older anime has a charm to
やっぱり
it.
ムート先輩にはルーちゃんくらいでないと釣り合わないよね。しょぼー。
Impression equals cute.
あー、どうしよう。
もう勘弁なりません。今度という今度は私と結婚。
Come here. Come here, cat. Neko Sensei. Come here. I don't think you're close enough. Come on. Take a seat. Take a seat. We're about to go Chris Hansen style. Is this Tutu's perception? No, I think the main thing though is like, number one, you have a room full of young children, right, with a big cat that is threatening marriage. Pose on them, weak children. So much arranged marriages. But aside from that, right, it's interesting that it keeps emphasizing this. It makes me wonder, is it like, this might be a cultural thing or it might be a fairy tale thing. Is it prevalent for Japanese teachers to maybe end up dating their students in some capacity? And I might be wrong here. I'm just really, it's a reference to a ballet with the cat. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I was just kind of curious, like how often stories are, or how culturally acceptable is it for teachers to date their students in Japan specifically? They might get fired, do you think? Because every culture is different. Like with us, it's a no-go, right? Like at least in the West, it is. But like, no, because I feel this part is considered weird, I think.
アヒルは感動のあまり大声が出ちゃったんです。迷惑な子ですけど可愛いから許してください。私、 まだミュート先輩に怪我のことちゃんと謝ってない。謝らなきゃ。
Da, da, da. Oh. Huh.
私たちに感謝すること。もうちょっとで猫先生と結婚させられていたわ。
ありがとう。
どうしたのアヒル。変だよ。
変。やっぱりいきなり行くのって変かな。
どこに？
でもいきなりって言ってもいきなり行くしかないんだから変じゃないよね。
どこへよ。
たとえ変でもいつものことよ。行くしかないよ。どこへ？私行く。行ってきます。
I like how that's the only thing she says the entire time of this, right? Because you do have to have a good sense of friends, right, to protect her and whatnot. But her whole idea is no matter what she does, whether it's depressed, whether she's going through emotions, she's so cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. It's like, hey, yo, hype girls. I love her. Build someone up.
男子寮には入っちゃいけないんだけど、謝るだけだから謝らなきゃならないんだから入らなきゃ謝れないわけで。バカバカバカバカバカバカ育児だし。
邪魔。
ミュート先輩はい
ない。
じゃあどこに？
帰れ。
Okay.
いた。怪我はどうなんですか？
大したことない。
謝りたいんですけど。
必要ない。
Oh.
誰に話す時もそう風なんですか？もうムカつくやつ。
Very interesting, though, as like a character that's taking the approach, right? That's actually being the first one to show up and do certain things like this. It's great. I think it's both Japan and the age of anime combined, really not sensitive at all towards grooming and plays it off as a joke. But this happens everywhere, the Light Giver, and it's not even just Japan exclusive grooming. Like it happens anywhere you go. Like there's stories of countless teachers, you name them, from any aspect, grooming kids or doing certain things to kids. And if they get caught, well, of course they're dealt with appropriately, right? But sometimes it's like, you know, you see professors, right? Like I've known a couple of professors that I'm like, that's weird, bro. Where they were teaching high school, they were all ethically bound and correct, and then the moment that they were no longer their students and over the age of 18, all of a sudden they started dating, and you're like, that, I don't know, man, that just doesn't spark up overnight, you know? Like something was going on here. The reference to Puss in Boots' Sleeping Beauty ballet is one of his threats of his enemies that he'll marry them. Not that that makes sense. So that's the unfortunate aspect of things. Is unfortunately there's a society where or society kind of allows that, and then at times it depends on where you are. Demonizes certain things. Oh my god, like more so than others, right? Like if you're a guy or you're trans, you're more than likely to get demonized a little bit more for the situation that you're in, right? And this is just like, you'll still get demonized if you're a female. Do not get me wrong, by any capacity, right? But then there's the social stereotype of, oh my God, you slept with said teacher? Oh, she's hot. Wow, congrats, bro. Fist bump. Wow, fist bump, bro. Like, there's so many things out there that like society downplays, even though it's still detrimental and it's traumatic to that effect, right? So, I'm going to throw this out to you. If your teacher was saying, I will marry you if you fail, or I will legit marry you if you do this, would that scare you? Would that be traumatizing for you? Would that be a stressful event for you? I think so. But my old university, one of my classmates ended up marrying a professor. Hey, yo, Amethyst. How's that? That's kind of wild, isn't it? Wait a minute. That's kind of wild. Pretty self-deprecating. If you don't acquiesce, I shall marry you. It's kind of funny. My number one thing, though, is I love the way that this is actually starting up some conversations. Even past that, I guess comes in my next thing. How many encounters do you give a person to make an impression on you? this is something that's coming out of this immediately, which is a lot of people say, oh, I give them multiple chances to make an impression or whatnot. But how many of you guys would think that the guy with dark hair is a dick, or you guys wouldn't like to be around him because of the way that he acts, right? A lot of people do like unfortunately, within 90 seconds, your brain already starts processing information about a person that you've just seen, and you start making unconscious judgments based on that, right? A bit standoffish, right? My mom had a story where in high school, there was a teacher who was known as Mr. Hansy due to how much he touched the female students constantly. She is a boomer, so it was a while ago. Oof. That's a oof. Yeah, it happens. Oof.
ミュート。
ファキア、
寝てろって言ったろ。
ごめん。
痛むか、足。
わからない。
困ったやつだな。トロいし何の役にも立たない。
Wow, thanks, man.
誰かを助けようなんてくだらんことを考えるな。
うん。
お前は俺の言うことだけ聞いていればいい。
うん。
Controlling what she does, who she sees or he talks to, what she or he reads, where they go. Let me pull up a better one. Hold on. Let me pull up this one. This one's better. Where is it at? It should be in there. Same thing. Here we go. Does, where they go, deciding who someone sees, talks to, limiting outside involvement. That kind of sounds like exclusion, doesn't it? That's interesting. I'm just saying that's very, very interesting. And the thing is, it's a manipulation tactic. And the main thing with this wheel is the power and control wheel that highlights where the power and control is being going, like where it's being showcased, right? In an instance like this, it's clearly being pushed a lot more towards that individual having the power and control over the other, right? Harmful language as well. Yeah, he's quite forceful in that. He's quite forceful altogether. All right. Sorry about that. Be right back. Accidentally pressed it.
ああ、結局ミュート先輩に謝れなかったし最低。怪我大丈夫かな、ミュート先輩。あんな寂しそうな目をするなんて、きっと何か訳があるんだろうな。私には何もできないけど、でももしかして私でも力になれることがあったら、私が何かしてあげられたら、死んでもいい。
Well, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I guess at the end we'll find out that she's willing to give her life for him and transform into another being, into another thing, you know? End up being a part of the live stream process, you know? The live stream process. You know, there we go. Fight against fate, you know, try and change fate. And at the end, turned out that what you just said is the defining marker. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised. But nonetheless, I'm kind of curious. Why are we going to get there? Someone mentioned fate. That's so good. Thank you for the follow along.
あの人。
Me when I'm trying to sneak out of my house to buy Pokemon cards, and my family's like, "What are you doing?"
何？
I'm gonna go buy some Pokemon cards.
あの人。
Oh, that's great. I'm dying. Oh.
いない。
いるよ。
誰だったんだろう。
忘れてしまったのかい、私のこと。
God?
変な感じ。
知りたいのかね、本当に知りたいのかね。アヒルちゃん。
え？
水は流れ出した、時間は動き出した。さあ、お話を聞かせておくれ。
So then, if he's, I guess there comes a couple questions, right? If you know the whole gears moving and whatnot, is this fate in action? Hold on, now it's making me wonder if I even asked the right question. Does the show revolve around fate then? Like, if it really does, okay, we're in for a couple lessons, and I'm very much assuming so. Wow.
行ってくる。帰りに図書館で本借りてきてやるよ。俺が持ってくる本以外はよ。
Don't read any books except the one I ring you, okay? Here we go. DSM-5-TR. I want you to memorize this. The only book you need to read, okay? Let me go get the cheat code from the Scholastic, from the Scholastic magazine. The book fairs that you used to stick in and steal all the cheat codes and write them down on a piece. Let me go bring a couple of those just so that you memorize them. You gotta memorize them. Anything but that. Oh, wow, the 5th edition TR. Oh, wow. No. Oh, my goodness. Comes back and it's a coloring book. Don't read any books. Well, I can't. It's a coloring book. Good. DSM-6 that hasn't been created. The 5TR is the latest one.
読むな。
ありがとう。
At least I...
心配かけるなよ、バカ。
Oh, if it comes, yeah.
よし。何がよしなの？何かするのね。何かしら。
別に。
ミュート様に会いに行こうと思ってる。あわよくばお近づきになれるかもって。やっぱり。
いや、そこまでは。
いいえ、そのくらいの
Oh, okay.
遅刻は私たちがうまくごまかしてあげるから。うん。はい。
Get yourself some fucking friends like this. Get yourself some friends like this, ladies and gentlemen. My God, they're hype. They're legit. I love them. They're so positive and so like, hey, yeah, like let's do it. Oh, what happened? What happened? No audio? Oh shit.
別に。
I know that was a script for me. I accidentally pressed the button.
あわよくばお近づきになれるかもって。やっぱり。
いや、そこまでは。
いいえ、そのくらいの心意気でいて。遅刻は私たちがうまくごまかしてあげるから。うん。はい。うまくいくのかな。大丈夫よ。
I didn't say it was a healthy friendship. I said it was a good friendship, a positive friendship. Friends that encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone and experience new things and try new things that are for your betterment are good friends, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be healthy friends, but they're good friends because they're allowing you the opportunity to evolve as an individual, right? Good friends will go ahead and challenge you while at the same time promote a healthy space for you to go ahead and be challenged in. So on and so forth. You can go through with all of that.
そう失敗しても慰めてあげるから
今度こそちゃんとやらなきゃ。お、
Fight.
カナリアママの子今日巣立ちなんだ。
Aww. Just imagine one blop all the way down. Wow, they're leaving the nest today. Plop. Oh, well, they're trying to. And no.
危ない。
I hope you have shorts. Getting on a windowsill like that? Mm-mm. 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 Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Finally, some good fan service.
王子？
主人公が死ぬよ。
死ぬ？
このお話はどうなるんだい？続きを聞かせておくれ。王子様は助かるのかい？誰が助けるんだい？誰なんだろうね。
私が。
彼のことが気になるのかね。
怖っ。
王子様の力になりたいのかね。
怖っ。
お前がお話を聞かせてくれるといいんだね。
怖っ。
よろしいよろしい。
そうだ、私は王子様を助ける。
思い出したかね。お前は誰だい？
私はプリンセスチュチュ。
Yo, why is this hype? Why is this hype? Let's fucking go! Hey! Woo! With the power of ballet, we can save everyone. Oh. She's got the power of ballet and anime on her side. We're fucked, boys. Shut it down. Shut it down. We're fucked. She got good music, the power of ballet and anime. We're fucked. Just shut it down. Since the ballet thing is in her head. That's so cool, though. I'm not even going to lie. Like, the way that the movements were made, right? For her to go ahead and ballet equals God. Yeah, yeah. The way that she was able to go ahead and just like come forward, do her dance, and even like stepping towards the, like, you know, the prince, it was all ballet. Whoever did this has extreme knowledge of it, right? Like, you can tell that this story came out of love. But in comes in the aspect, how far would you be willing to save this prince? But how far would you be willing to go to save yourself in that process? And that is my question that I ask as a deep question to go through with it. Oof. Oh my goodness. Guys, wow. What are you guys' thoughts so far? Protect them. Protect her. Protect her. I feel like she's there, of course, because she always wanted to go and touch and interact with the prince and see behind this loneliness, as much as we all are with a lot of our toxic exes or toxic individuals that we want to go and be. This is just fucking amazing. This is really, really good. But like for her, it's like if you're there for somebody else, who's there for you? And that's the line of questioning that comes in for me, right? Like for Princess Tutu, for Ashida, who was there for her? And even past that, is his death already predetermined? Then is there nothing that we can do to stop it? Or is death willing to go ahead and shake an exchange? I love the symbolism here. Yeah. This is wow. Wow. This is the first episode and it's already got us like fucking shocked. Sorry for the cussing, but yeah.
私がミュートを助けられるなんて夢みたい。
君は僕の名前を。君は誰？
私は
誰なんだい？
私
思い出したかい、アヒルちゃん。そう、お前はアヒル。
We're much more than what people ascribe us to be, Professor Whimsical God. We're much more than what people label us as, right? We're able to evolve. We're able to adapt. We're literally able to transform into magical beings, right? If we're able to go ahead and empathize there and be there with others. You gotta do the iconic. There's an iconic AMV for the show. Hey, yo.
ただの鳥のアヒル。
She's a cog in this dude's machine. Yeah. Holy symbolism. It's great. It's great.
私
And because somebody labels you your insecurity, you transform from this great thing that you thought you were back into your most insecure nature. Oh. 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 Holy fuck. The symbolism with this. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't think that coming into this, I didn't think Princess Tutu's gonna have a lot of symbolism with it. No, it has a lot of symbolism. My God, does it have symbolism. And even just the aspect as to how we view ourselves, right? How we view ourselves and how we transform, and how even in the process of transformation, guess what? We relapse. And sometimes we relapse hard. And sometimes we relapse hard into like the literal like schema that we hold dear. A schema is like our thought process or belief pattern that we think of ourselves like, oh, we will never succeed. I am a duck. That is all I am. That is all I ever will be, despite her being Princess Tutu, this self-evolved, self-actualized individual. All because they told her. Wow.
私アヒルだったんだ。
おやおや、プリンセスチュチュがアヒル。
So Princess Tutu has gone back to being a duck. It's not even like I transformed Princess Tutu back to being a duck. But instead, she transformed herself. She has gone back to being a duck because she has relapsed. That's wild, yo. That's fucking wild.
に戻ってしまったよ。さて、お話はこれからどうするかね。
That's awesome, guys. That's cinema. That's fucking great. It's Kino. Yes, no, like that's so awesomely presented in just like 20 something minutes. You know, presenting themes that are often hard to portray and often hard to talk about in just a simple duck. Talking about fate, talking about love, talking about self-perception, talking about growth, talking about relapse. It's quite well presented. Absolutely. Wow. Wow. I'll give you my final thoughts in just a little bit. Ending. Standing out of the window like that. Woo! This art styles. Wow. We'll leave it there because I think this is a preview for what's to come. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, phenomenal first episode. What a really, really good first episode, ladies and gentlemen. And what a way to go ahead and like bring us through. Yeah, literally bring us through and showcase the world to us and then be like, here's what's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, out of 10, what would you guys give Princess Tutu episode number 1? Ladies and gentlemen, what would you guys rate this out of 10? I honestly, I really like it. I really like all of the way that it's being presented. For a first episode, I think that this was a solid, no, don't watch the AMV. It's spoilery. I'm not going to watch the AMV right now. Intrigued out of 10. Definitely. For me, this is like a solid 9.5 out of 10, which is pretty high for a first episode. And for the way that it draws us in and the way that it's showcasing these elements of like show, don't tell, it's not going to over explain the waltz. It's like you either know ballet or you don't. You either know the symbolism or you don't, right? Which is pretty good. It is pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls on YouTube, let me know. What do you guys think? What would you guys rate Princess Tutu episode 1 out of 10? And also, where are we going from here? Where is the story going to go from here? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming on by. Please remember to practice some self-care if you're wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. For us still here, the symbolism at the end, right? It's so good, Robzo. I feel like just taking it like little bit by bit like that. Of course, I'm doing it with my psych lens, right? Which is gonna pop up like different things depending on the lens that you look at it with. But for me, looking at that, I was like, holy fuck. This is a story all about like growth and maturation and challenging fate and relapse and growing past social labels and all of these things. Like, wow. Holy, I don't even know if I'm right, but if I am right, great job. Great job. Alrighty, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate you all for coming on through.